Welcome everybody to iOS ARCA Playoff Round 2 from Lucas Oil Raceway. I'm Joe Wright with Intensity Broadcast, and I'm joined tonight by Eddie Morris. Eddie, what's up, my man?
Not much, brother. How you doing?
Oh, just watching my first ever racing here at Lucas Oil Raceway. I just downloaded it, so I've never even turned a lap. But I went out there and turned a lap or two while we were waiting there to get this thing going, and I'm about a half a second off, so it's not too tough of a track to tame, and I had fun in it, actually. As we look here at the playoff standings, Dylan Redding won last week, locking himself into that final spot, or that top spot for the next round. Jackson Qualley right there behind him, and Logan Hagerman to close third. Now some guys on the bubble: Zachary Cox, Alan Wernicke, Michael Lawrence. Those are your three that need to have a great night tonight to get themselves back into that top 5 or top 8. And Michael Provault on that bubble. Zachary Cox and Michael Provault, those will be the two to watch big time tonight. Derek Chaput, Will Cloud not out of trouble yet, and Brian Merle Jr. and Brett both having to have a really solid night as well in order to stick around.
Sounds pretty good, man. I think they'll be able to make it happen. I know it's not a good feeling being one of the bubble drivers, though.
Yeah, for sure. Me and you are going to be going through that the rest of the week. But well,
yeah. I've got all my stuff put up right now, so.
All right, well, we got a second. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Sterling Sim Racing. Sterling Sim Racing is a group of iRacers and sponsors interested in associating with leagues that rookies, iRacers new to league racing, and all other competitors that want to compete can do so in a friendly, controlled, competitive environment. Check them out on Facebook, Sterling Sim Racing. Get with Dean Qualley, the admin here of the ARCA series, and Sterling Sim Racing expressionaire person. All right. And while these guys are finishing up practice, Eddie, what do you think about this place? Have you ever raced here?
I have not. I'm like you, man. I'm witnessing my first racing here, so this is gonna be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it.
And it looks like this top line might be the fastest way around if you can hang on to it. As we watch here in practice, Brian Merle Jr. working his way around that top line, and he's in 6th fastest right now. Your fastest on track was Brett Merle, Cody Moore, Logan Hagerman, your top 3. You can see these guys real loose off the top line of that corner. And I wonder if there's some diamonding off you can do here. I'm not sure, Eddie. It seems pretty flat and looks like a fun place to actually race.
Yeah, it definitely looks like you can hang them loose and keep it fast, and it definitely looks like it's a blast to drive.
All right, and while we have a second, we're going to go side by side for ops check real quick.
I'm gonna go ahead and close it down.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And we're about to get this qualifying underway. And we'll see what Brian Merle's got for us first. Brian Merle Jr. in that 74 machine, getting it rolling. That's a sped on pit road or something. As he reset it again. And you can see Merle really hanging it high on that high line, real close to that outside wall. Little diamond off of 4 there. I'm sorry, turn 2. And he really likes that high line.
Yeah, he's definitely got that thing sliding around up there.
It's going to put Brian Merle Jr. at the top of the board for now. Check in with Logan Hagerman as he hits his second lap here. A little bit slower around the rim. But again, he's trying to hang it out. He's going to be good enough for the pole, though. Brett Merle on his second lap. Let's see what he's got. Ooh, a little loose. I don't think it's going to work. It'll move him into P2, but right now, James Moore, your pole sitter. Eric Chaput in the Crocs machine. Currently P10. Looks like he's rolling the corner. And he must be done with his ball. It didn't look like he was getting off very good. Maybe he is. See how he does there. Did not improve his time. He's just turning some laps now. Let's check in with Will Cloud in the CLR machine. You know, Will had a pretty decent run last week, Eddie. But ended up not finishing so hot.
Yeah, he had some tough luck in that race. Tell you what I'm looking forward to seeing tonight. Jackson Qualley, if him and is Dylan in here? Oh man, I guess Jackson scared Dylan away. I don't see Dylan in here tonight.
Dylan's skipping out, scared.
Yeah, I think so.
Scared of not being able to finish one, huh?
Yeah, I guess, man.
Oh, Will Cloud smacks the wall hard.
Yeah, he looked like he was giving it all it had, and that wall said, "You got no more."
No, sir. Check in now with this. What is that? That's an eyesore. Thing's hurting my eyes. I can't even look at it. This 18 Snickers machine.
Oh man, you could read that?
Yeah, it's really hurting my eyes. But he's hanging it. He's hanging it up on that high line as well. That's going to be good enough for 15th on his first lap, and he's going to kiss the wall in his second, which means that one's not going to count. Let's check in with Brandon White. Brandon White looks like he's already tasted the wall a little bit there, a little right rear damage. Brandon White up to P5. Hanging it out, though. See if we can speed it up anymore. Not good enough to improve his time. Still got a lot of guys to still qualify. Jackson Qualley, Travis Paul, Cody Moore, Greg Froelich, Sylvan Seguin, Michael White, Brian Nudie, and Max McClure. I think Brian Nudie and Max are doing the... Well, Max is running it, but Brian Nudie is going to be doing admin for us tonight. Positive about that.
Somebody's not getting their pizza delivered tonight from Gil's Dump Truck Pizzeria. Because I hope to goodness they're not letting Isaiah Gill drive them things.
And we got that Eddie guy in the booth. Yeah, Cody Moore. Get out there and turn some laps. Stop watching the broadcast. Get your Q laps in.
Yeah. If you can put it towards the front, that'd be the best thing to do. Stay out of the mess.
Looks like we got about another couple minutes here before the session is over with. As they do a 10-minute qualifying time that these guys can get their driver meeting in during qualifying as well. We do have some guys just out there turning some laps. Looks like here goes Max McClure. He's going to go get his due time. He's driving the Pelican Snowballs machine tonight. He must think the Snowballs are going to give him luck.
I guess so.
You can just see how loose they are off the corner. Max McClure, P17.
Pelican ain't flying right.
That Pelican's doing 360s. Max might want to get out there and get a couple extra laps here before the time runs out. Try to get some practice in. Let's see what Michael White has for us. Anything? Bueller? Bueller? Guess not.
Maybe he had to adjust his wheel or something. Straighten it up.
Yeah, well, I mean, he definitely didn't have any issues driving it straight into the corner on, what was it, Wednesday night last week?
Right.
You do appreciate the paint job, though. Michael White looking pretty stout around the top here. We'll see what he can do. Known to have the short run speed, but another one of those guys that likes to hot lap and run the tires off. And with what I've heard about this track tonight, might be a good thing.
Yeah.
Michael White good enough for P11 on his first lap, but had to get out of it big time in turn 2 there. That's going to cost him a lot of time here unless he can roll the top here in 3 and 4 and get off the corner pretty well. Which he did pretty well. I don't know if he got that time back, but not good enough to improve his lap. And he's into the wall. Max out there getting some laps in, trying to figure this thing out. Still got Travis Paul, Cody Moore, Greg Froelich, and Sylvan Seguin to take laps. Cut over to Sylvan, who's sitting on pit road. Now, these guys are pretty tight on times, Eddie. Your pole sitter, 23:62. 20th place, 24:50. So less than a second separates the first guy from the 20th guy. So we're going to see some close racing tonight. I think we're going to have a pretty good show put on by these guys if they can keep it clean.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing. Is it's going to be a lot of give and take, and as we've seen before, there's not much give and there's a lot of take. So
yeah,
if they can balance that out, then maybe we'll have a good one.
I had a little conversation with Dave Wright before the race, and him and I talked about how actually the ARCA cars have had cleaner races in the last couple of weeks than both the Cup Series and the truck. So I wouldn't put it past these guys to put on a good show. All right. Starting on the pole, James F. Moore. Brett Merle's going to start outside of him. Little nipple slip. Logan Hagerman's going to start third. And Brian Merle Jr. fourth.
Fifth place, we got Brandon White. Sixth place, we got Jackson Qualley. Seventh, we got Zachary Cox. Eighth, we got Alan Warnicki.
In ninth, we got Will Cloud. Vroom, vroom. 10th, got Michael Provault on the outside of him. Michael White's going to roll off P11. And Rob Hamilton, 2, going to roll off P12.
P13, we got Michael Lawrence, the cheeseburger, rolling off 14th.
Hold on, real quick. It says flips carts just like a patty. And man, Michael took a tumble in that cart, though, didn't he? All right, Colton,
Sure
go ahead.
Got Colton Kinsey rolling off 14th. And that guy in that really, really horrible eyesore of a car, he's rolling off 15th. That's your brother, David Wright. 16th, we got Nick Mather.
17th, we got Derek Chaput in that Canadian Crocs car. Max McClure is going to roll off P18. Atlee at Manwis with his Mexican Cafe Juan's and Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina. And 20th, Derek Regal.
Looks like 21st, we're going to have Mike Rentz. And I'm not sure on the others.
Yep, they got a couple of spaces there with guys who did not are not gridding. So we got Sylvan Seguin, Travis Paul, Greg Froenick, Nick Ford made an appearance.
What?
And that's gonna be the end of that. So the legend Froenick and Nick Ford at the back of this pack. We'll see what happens in turn 1.
That's interesting.
Back to the front, 1 lap to green. Pace car lights are off. James Moore is going to lead us to the green flag. So 1 more time around here. As you see some of these guys behind him getting them tires warmed up so they can dive bomb into 1. Logan Hagerman in that P3. Watch him. He's pretty consistent throughout the season. Brian Merle Jr. on the outside of him. James Moore, I think this is his first pole of the season, right, Eddie?
I think so.
We'll see what happens here. We get ready to go racing at Lucas Oil Raceway. Base truck is off. Green flag's out. And we're racing. Already got some contact and some sliders in mid-pack. Brian Merle into the wall. That's going to really stack it up. And they're wrecking already. Alan Wernicke into the wall. Jackson Qualley caught up in it as well. And we're going to go wreckage replay while we pull that one up. All right. Here you have it. Little bit of craziness with Wernicke here. Let's see what happens. A lot of checking up. Jackson Qualley checking up for Merle in front of him, who we had seen get into the wall. Will Cloud gets tagged from behind. Ooh, and it's actually Logan Hagerman getting turned around into Jackson Qualley. And then a huge stack up there. And everybody starts scattering. The 05 comes down and claps the 18. 18 into the inside wall pretty hard. Go back and take that full motion. And so this is one of those situations, Eddie, in my opinion, where guys see something happen and some of them check up, boom, some don't.
Yep.
I mean, really no room to check up there. The 05 just door slams the 18.
think it's safe to say there's going to be a lot of faster fares being used here.
Yep. I think some guys will be able to get away with maybe some optional, but it's definitely such a short track, gonna definitely put you some laps down over time there, if you do. Brett Merle able to hang on to the lead here over James Moore early. So far, nobody going a lap down yet. Mike Rentz Jr. Check in with him, see what he's doing as he rolls off pit road there. 1 lap to green. We're done a double file it up. Pace car lights are off. So any ULs given in that one?
I didn't see any.
Interesting. All right. 48, 61. Let's do it again. Brett Merle on the outside. He chose the outside as that's the line that's going to get the better run here on the restart.
Here you go.
Oh, 61 hard into the wall. He's going to be slow on that top side. Let's watch him as he falls through the field here. Oh, Will Cloud in the back of him. They're going to pile in. Lots of wrecking. And there they go again. All right, let's dissect that one. I feel like there's a common theme here. Somebody gets into the wall and everybody keeps going. So we saw the 61 of James Moore get into the wall. He's slow on the top side. That's going to cause these guys behind him to have to make maneuvers to get around him. You see he's super slow. Will Cloud getting up to him. Oh. Will Cloud getting up to him. Tags the 61. Like Hagerman tagged him. Cheeseburger hits the wall. And let's see this from Max McClure's position. Lots of checking up here.
A lot of craziness.
On board with Max McClure. Max hits the wall, gets up on the wall. And now they're wrecking in front of him. Man, just lots of ARCA braking there. I think that was Dave getting into the back of Max here. Interesting stuff all through the field.
That is absolutely for sure, man. There's a couple laps in, and we're already.
I don't have the voice chats on. I don't know if you do, Eddie, but I'm sure there's some people that are not stoked right now.
Yeah, it's pretty much silent right now. But when just after all that stuff went down, it was it was pretty good.
All right. We are 1 lap to green now. Brian Merle now into the 2nd spot. So brother versus brother here. What's going to happen? Might have a wreck at the front of the field here in a second, Eddie. Looks like Brian can't get the wheels down. Brett Merle able to get away from him real quick here.
Wrecking on the front.
Lord have mercy. All right. There we go. Like Max McClure, maybe? See what happened.
Interesting.
Max just drove into the wall. All right.
Somebody tell me there's a wall there?
I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one.
Keep
there,
all
Max.
4 wheels on the ground, man. It's faster that way. You can't run the wall. But though I think that was one of the patches. Maybe he was testing the patch out.
What, air bubbles on the wall?
Yeah. Sounds good.
You can't make this stuff up.
For sure.
It's like he looked down for the shifter and here, let's roll it back. Let's just listen. I don't know if he missed a shift or what there, but literally sounded like he looked down for the shifter. Like, I missed a shift and into the wall. All right. See what happens this time. Maybe we can get it going straight now.
We have changed to single file restarts.
All right. You still can't hit the wall.
Exactly.
I'm not teasing, but you still can't hit the wall.
Exactly.
All right. And we'll see if the single file restarts help. As we are not many laps into this thing. Only 17 of 100 on our 3rd caution. And of those 17 laps, I think 14 are caution at this point.
I think so. You see the 91 of Mike Rent's getting his lap back.
Tough night for Max. Max needing a really good showing tonight. I don't even think he could have made it with points anyways. 34 back for the next round, but still needed to come out and do well. Not looking so promising right now.
That's for sure. I mean, it still is early. He's the only car a lap down, it looks like, and I'm sure there'll be more cautions. So, but he has already used his fast repair, so that's another thing to keep in mind.
Lights on the pace car are off, and we're going green flag racing single file this time. That's actually a benefit for Brian Merle. He had some pressure from the outside line there at that restart because he spun the tires, but now he's going to be able to start on that high side along with Brett, so it's not going to be as much of an issue for him.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, man. I mean, that outside line looks like if you're the leader, you can just fire off real super good.
And they're in with each other, I'm sure, so they're talking. I'm going, and they're going to go together. As you can see, they both get a decent jump. Zachary Cox turns it down mid-corner. He's going to get under Brian Merle here. But Brian's able to clear get that huge run off the top line, knowing that's the fast line. Like Nick Ford has crashed, but we don't have a caution.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Zachary Cox, he's one of the purple
Oh, Michael White getting around Will Cloud in these, and Brandon White as Brandon White hits the wall. Like Logan Hagerman looking to get by Warnicki, maybe a little bit of pressure there. Logan having a really beat up ride right now. Probably not helping his cause too much. Atman Weiss working on the 4 machine now of Colton Kinsey. Jackson Qualley with a beat up ride as well. Back to the front, Michael White is on a mission as he looks underneath Zachary Cox. Now, Michael White with one of the only cars with a clean body on it.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a little bit tough to make it work on that bottom side if they keep it wound up on the outside here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that high side is definitely the preferred line.
I think it's going to take a dive off the corner, Eddie, and then a hard run into the corner. And maybe even a little bit of door banging to make it happen if you're Michael White. Or that. Or that.
That works too.
What a save by Zachary Cox.
Oh, that was
what a wild save.
Right there.
Ryan Merle Jr. underneath Brett now. These two going at it side by side. Ryan probably dialing in that wedge. Or I'm sorry, not wedge, the brake biases. We know he likes to mess with that, and he's getting through that corner pretty well. He might clear him here, Eddie.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking Brett might be just letting him lead a lap for some points. They had a pretty good lead. Now everybody else has chased them back down, and I look for Brett to kind of set sail.
Here comes Michael White into the picture. We know he's not afraid to use the bumper. We watched him literally move Zachary Cox out of the way. Michael White hanging it hard on that inside line. That's allowed Will Cloud and Brandon White also to catch up with the leaders here too. As Brett starts to step out on the leaders. But now you see Will Cloud working around Michael White on the outside. He actually has a fender here.
Yeah, I think
Michael White just turned himself. Yep. Michael White did not have the line there. He came up and into Will Cloud.
Yeah, if you look back at that whole lap, man, that last corner before that, he was pushing hard. I mean, that just goes to show how the tire wear is. If you run that inside line, man, you're going to heat them tires up, and you're not going to have much grip coming off the corner.
All right, so we went pretty far back here. I'm going to show you, like Eddie just said, how it looks from the inside, but you're going to be able to hear the tires squeal from inside Michael White's car as well, and you'll be able to tell just how much work he's putting into those tires and why it probably ended up the way it did. You can hear them tires just eating up, and now he's starting to push as he gets back to the throttle. See, pushing out, overcorrecting, and yep, that's it. Will Cloud flipping down the front stretch here, back stretch. Look at that from a rear chase perspective. You can see what happened there. Will Cloud with a fender. You could see it in our live camera view. You're going to see Michael White getting a little loose and having to chase it up the hill. Oh, a little bit down for Will Cloud as well. Looked different from the other angle, but I think that kind of went both ways there. Yeah, I mean, Michael White just sliding up the hill there, Eddie.
Yeah, he like I said, man, he ran those tires pretty warm there. All those laps on the inside of Junior.
All right, back to the front where Brett Merle and Brian Merle Jr. still keep themselves them 1-2 positions, but now that's set. Brandon White, Alan Wernicke, and Logan Hagerman your top 5. Caution number 4 at lap 29, working lap 31 now under caution. Still single file. Did they stay in single file here, Eddie?
I think so.
Had some pit takers a minute ago. Michael White at Liat Manuise uses his reset there. Don't know if that was a good choice. Maybe he was underpowered. Like he took all 4 tires as well.
It's like somebody's in the wall already, like right now.
Zachary Cox working on getting some, what I would imagine to be some optional repairs complete. Michael White coming around with a little beat up right front from that incident just now. Check in with Nick Mather. Nick Mather, how you doing? You're looking a little beat up as well. Adam and Crystal Baston say let's go Mather, and we're green flag racing. Looks like the bots are on Mather's side tonight, Eddie.
Uh-oh. The bot squad.
Alan Wernicke working the inside line around Brandon White. He's going to clear up. A little bit of a power move there. Almost like you got to do a little... Oh, Brandon White into the wall. Are they able to clear him?
Yeah, Logan made it by.
Logan made it by. Provolt.
Provolt.
Yep.
Yep.
Wernicke looking to get under Brian Merle Jr. now. He's putting the pressure on. Still really early, 35 laps in, over 100. Logan Hagerman hanging it sideways, coming off the corner there.
I think Brett enjoys these ARCA cars.
And there's some 3 wide racing going on there, Eddie. Back here with Jackson Qualley, the 91 machine. Jackson Qualley looks like he got his fully repaired. And he's starting to march his way back toward the front. And that guy is a closer if I've ever seen one.
I told you last week, man, to watch out for him. And he was there at the end. It just felt like his race.
See what he can do again today. He's down 10 spots. Dave Wright lets him go by on the outside. The 05 is going to follow through as well.
Yeah, Jackson just needs to have a clean.
Ooh, caution's out. Brandon White.
If Jackson just has a clean race, he'll be able to move on to the next round of the playoffs.
See what happened here with Brandon White. little drifting action there. Stopped in the racing line. That's why the caution came out. Everybody able to get woed down? Is it time for tires yet if you're these leaders?
I don't know, man. It's hard to say.
So
Not ever turning any laps here. I don't know how important they are.
Well, the other thing is as the leader, you don't want to get put back in the middle of that pack, man. It's treacherous back there.
Yeah. And another thing you'd have to think about too is how many caution laps have been ran compared to green flag laps. So.
Yep.
I don't know. I'd probably roll the dice and not take any.
Like Nick Ford's gonna get a lap back. He'll be your lucky dog. A lot of beat up cars throughout the field. It definitely looks like a short track series for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
And after this restart, we're going to go back to double file.
So 3 really good restarts and back to double file. We need it. Hopefully we don't.
And it was just changed to single file again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see what the next caution holds.
There you go. Look at the chat real quick. Stephanie Shaw says, go Nick Mather, Abby Dad. Let's go Mather. And then Colin Williams said, did he just gill it? And I don't know if he's talking about Michael White there. Or not, Brandon White, pardon me. So 5 cautions, 40 laps, bit caution filled. If you're just checking us out for the first time, stick with us. It'll get better for a couple laps.
That's right. And if not, you can hear us.
Right? Interact in the chat. Follow us on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And here goes Brett Merle. He's going to lead him back to the green flag. With his brother right behind him. And they're going to get a little jump here. As you can see, both those guys working together. Green flag's out now. Derek Chaput. Underneath Will Cloud. I'm sorry, not underneath Will Cloud. Underneath James Moore. Colton Kinsey looking 3 wide. Colton's going to slide in behind Moore. Currently the closest race on track. Like I said, these guys look like they've been beating and banging all night.
Yeah, they definitely look like short track cars.
The 38 off pace there was Travis Paul. The 05 into the wall again. He's having a kiss it makeup session with the wall all night. The 05 and the 05 into the inside barrier. He gets it rolling. We're still green. Rob Hamilton having a tough night. Nick Ford, Greg Froelich, the legend. Max McClure just ahead of them. Atlee Weiss having a nice little run here as he starts to put the pressure now on Mike Rentz Jr. in the 91 machine. Caution's out.
Ooh, Lord.
That was the one we saw earlier. And then James Moore, who we saw just moments before that. Colton Kinsey turning down into him because Will Cloud blinked out. I think Colton got scared there. He held the brake there and everybody got by safe. Sounded like Michael White crashed too there. Yep, he does. He gets into the outside wall. And looped it around as well. And these guys really getting into that outside wall, Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the fast way around here is to hang that back of the car out, you know, and drive it through, and those tires, they're not giving in.
Looks like most of the field hitting pit road here to either get repairs or tires. The top 8 staying out 50 laps in. This, my friends, is what we call eye pacing on a wonderful Monday night.
That's right.
You know, it's weird. Sometimes these races do that, Eddie. They do that for the first 50 or 60 laps, and then that last run's nice and long, and then there's usually a green-white checker that's involved somewhere.
Yeah, I think it just depends, you know, how many people's taken time and practice the track, and it shows, you know, and by the halfway point, everybody's familiar with what their car's going to do, so it makes sense that it works that way, you know.
Yep. And everybody starts taking chances toward the end. That's why we end up with some green-white checkers and
yep,
some really mad people.
Yeah, I was going to say some feelings are hurt. You know?
You see Nick Ford rolling down pit lane in this camera.
I was going to say he got his lap back on this caution.
Again?
No, he got his lap back on this caution.
Michael White onto pit road to try to get some more repairs done. And it looks like we're staying single file again as the pace lights are off. Don't change it if it ain't broken, right?
That's what they say.
Oh. I heard somebody in the wall. I'm not sure who it was, but they're rolling.
Where you at, Max?
These top 5 or 6 cars really getting a really good run off the corner there. All of them bouncing together. And Brian Merle, what's he going to do? Let his brother win this thing? Oh! Warnicki into the wall. Logan with some evasive maneuvers. He's going to clear up into that 3rd spot. It's almost like that turn 2 wall just jumps out and grabs people.
Yeah, it's treacherous, man. Like, a lot of these cars, the right side looks like a pancake.
I mean, Brian Merle had gotten into the wall early in the race. Caution's out. All right, let me dial up this wreckage rewind while we go look for this one. We see it in full motion first. Here we go. Little bit of net code that looks like there maybe, but also no give, no take. That'll happen every time. Let's go back a little bit further maybe and just see if there was something going on there. Just a little bit of net code, a little no give. What do you think, Eddie?
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
There was still some space for the 18 to maybe move a little bit to the right there. Open it up, but we've seen a lot of guys get into that outside wall. Maybe a risk he wasn't willing to take at that point. Brett and Brian Merle still leading the field, lap 59. Logan Hagerman clearing up into third after Warnicki got into the wall early in that run. This is definitely one of those tracks where the better drivers are definitely starting to move their way toward the front. Jackson Qualley up to P8 already here, as we saw him in the field earlier, and it looks like he's keeping it clean during this run. Atlee Atman Weiss up to P14. Mike Rentz, Sylvan Seguin. Let's talk about him, up 12 positions from the beginning. Travis Paul up 15 from the beginning. So some of these guys having some really good nights, but like Josh always says, when you have guys having really good nights coming from the back, that means some people are having some really bad nights. The likes of Zachary Cox minus 18, Michael White minus 12, Will Cloud minus 11, James Moore minus 15. So some of your drivers not having such great nights there.
Yeah.
Pace car's off. And we're going to crank it up for you guys. Man, it looked like he hit a launch pad there. Did you see that, Eddie?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Again, into the outside wall. Zachary Cox goes into the inside wall.
It's a tough night for the 05, the 18, and
Man, I'll tell you what. I bet you the 18 has 43 incident points right now. They call him the king.
the collector. Collector of the X's.
And I mean, with the exception of maybe getting into Max early, I haven't seen really anything that I would say was his fault. I don't know about that one there or not, but interesting stuff going on here tonight at Lucas Oil. Tough track. It's just, it literally is just the wall jumping out and grabbing people is really all these cautions are. Almost like Dover.
Yeah. The monster. Maybe it's the baby monster.
So I got a question for you, Eddie. Do the same rules apply here for these guys as, say, iOS, Truck, and Cup, where you're responsible for your incidents, and after so many you're put to the back of the field?
I think it's supposed to be implemented on here. I'm not 100% sure. I know there was talks about it.
Watch the 05, he's at the back. One lap to green now. It's lap 69, come into 70. We'll be going live on 70 at Green Flag Racing. Single file restart. Your top 5 are Brett Merle, Brian Merle Jr., Logan Hagerman, Alan Wernicke, even after getting into the wall. And then P5 is Michael Provault. Pace car is off. Brett Merle will get these guys rolling again. And back to the throttle. Logan Hagerman spins the tires a little bit there. A little checkup between him and Wernicke. Wernicke had to lift. That Colton Kinsey down on the apron. Throwing it in there under Michael Provault.
Heck yeah, it is. Feeling a little racy.
He slides up in front of Chaput. Nice little battle for P3 as well between Wernicke and Hagerman. Looks like Logan's a little bit better through the corner. Maybe doesn't have the straightaway speed he'd like. Actually, Wernicke closed that time through the corner. Ooh, Cheeseburger under the 38 of Travis Paul. We know that Cheeseburger's not afraid to flip it. Sylvan Seguin underneath the 38 now too, as Travis Paul just under fire, and wow, he maybe a little aggressive there, trying to get back to Cheeseburger. Travis Paul back underneath now. Power move by Travis Paul, keeping that thing clean and wound up. At Man Weiss now under fire from Max McClure. Max McClure is going to clear him. And now Derek Regal looking to get by as well. And somebody wrecked. Like Nick Mather. Nick Mather actually spinning down the front stretch. Michael White misses. Nick Ford misses. And Atlee buries him. That's what happened to Atlee.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going through the field just clicking, and I seen him trying to get it back straight.
And in that sense, you kind of see it there. You can't see through the smoke there.
Yeah, that's smoke, man.
You don't know. You just don't know if that car's still there. I mean, the best thing you can do here, Eddie, is just stop.
Yeah, for sure. Watch that mirror and just stop.
Atlee getting caught up in that one. Doesn't look too bad. He didn't hit him very hard. All right, 24 laps to go. 9 cautions, though, Eddie. Dave told me it might be a wreck fest, and man, he didn't lie.
Yeah, for sure.
So strike that one from the schedule next season unless you want to do some heat racing.
I mean, I'm all for bringing back Martinsville, you know.
Michael White getting the lucky dog here. All right, our top mover of the field right now, still Travis Paul. And man, he's keeping that thing nice and clean, Eddie, too. And he was racing Cheeseburger pretty hard in that last run. Jackson Qualley still clean and in the position he started the race, which is P6 after what I would call a wreck fest. So we'll see what he can do here on this next restart. He's got Derek Chaput, Michael Provolt, and Brandon White in front of him, all guys with damage. Logan Hagerman must have hit pit road here, Eddie. Oh, he went and got himself some new rides.
Heck yeah. He lost a lot of track position, but
yeah,
that's about the time to do it, though.
That's a scary proposition there for Logan.
Yeah.
He is going to be able to get
back here in the mess.
And he's going to be able to get ahead of all the lap cars, which is Michael White, David Wright, Nick Ford, Zachary Cox, Rob Hamilton. But that also puts him behind 17 other drivers here. See what Logan can do. Make his way back through the field. Going to be a tall task.
Yeah, because passing don't look like it's too easy on the inside there. That outside line looks like you can rip it around, and not seeing much on the inside.
The question is, can these guys go a full 100 laps here without getting fuel? Even with this many cautions. Well, I guess with this many cautions.
That's going to be the $1 million question.
Brett Merle rips it off the corner, a little diamond off, and man, he opened that gap just now to his brother. Brandon White driving that thing for all he's got. Actually looking pretty stout here. With a pretty clean car, with the exception of a little bit of right front damage, it looks like. But otherwise, pretty clean ride. He's finding a way to turn it down. He's trying to find that angle off the corner to get past Brian Merle Jr., but it's just not happening right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. That outside line, it looks like it's tough to pass anybody on the inside unless your car is absolutely hooked up.
And here he goes. He's gonna think better of it and get back to the top. Hagerman up to P14. We'll keep an eye on him as he makes his way through the field. He just got past the legend. Right now, the battle here for a second from inside Brandon White's car. That's where we're gonna go. Actually, we'll go to his nose. And you can hear how long he's letting it roll the corner too there, Eddie.
Yeah, I'd say them tires are fairly angry.
Hagerman up to P9 already, Eddie.
He's on the run.
Watch him and see how he's making this. Oh, they're wrecking behind him.
Big wreck.
Michael Lawrence goes around. More. Nick Ford, Dave Wright. Dave Wright stuck up on the wall there. Zachary Cox over on his hood. Nick Ford's gonna use physics to flip him multiple times. Oh my God. Oh man. Nick Mather gets it slowed down. Does he stay out of the mess? And that about sums up this race right there.
Yeah. It's been a tough one.
Well, this is going to definitely, I don't know, shake up the points a little bit. Let's take a look at that for a second here, Eddie. So as they run, the guys on the bubble, Zachary Cox, Alan Warnicki, Michael Lawrence, your three that have a chance. Warnicki, P13. Probably not going to be enough. He's got to beat out Michael Provault, who finds himself up in that 4th position. Derek Chaput, 5th position, and Will Cloud. Will Cloud, where are you?
I'm showing on my scoring 11th. Maybe.
Okay, yep. Will Cloud 11th, you're correct. So, Zachary Cox finds himself P24. I think he just blew his chances there with that one. Michael Lawrence, Cheeseburger, P17. One of the only guys that might have a shot here against those three guys, Will Cloud, Derek Chaput, and Michael Provault. Still has his work cut out for him. As you see Michael Lawrence get onto pit road and try to get some repairs done. Oh! Look what he just got. He just got himself a brand new car.
Heck yeah.
right, let's check in with the chat real quick. Brian Nudie says, I'm driving the pace car. No doubt, Brian Nudie.
Well, good news for him. He's led the most laps tonight.
Right? It's not very likely normally for Brian Nudie. But, you know.
Unless you're at a road course.
Correct. And then all you got to do is make sure Dustin Dean doesn't hit you, and you'll be all right.
Exactly. But you got to pass him while he's swerving. A lap down. Been there, done that.
All right. Brett Merle with a decent jump. What does Brian have for him? I haven't seen Brian try to get him yet.
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know if Brian has anything for him.
Some aggression back here in the back of the field. We see Logan Hagerman underneath Colton Kinsey. Jackson Qualley looking to improve his position. He's stuck on the low side, though. Logan giving the bumper to Colton there, saying, get going, I gotta go. Oh, somebody's in the wall. Will Cloud in the wall was.
Still say we still got the points up, it looks like.
Oh, my bad. We do. Seven laps to go. That's what happens when you have a caution every lap. You start getting so used to not pressing play. All right. Brian Merle trying to chase. You see him loose off there, but still nothing for him. Logan actually able to clear him and Chaput. Now Logan Hagerman up into P5. He's running out of time, though. Only 6 laps to go without a caution. This might be Brett's night.
Yeah, if it stays green, man, he's been up there all night. He's just been putting on a clinic.
Jackson Qualley kind of... Oh! We jinxed it. Eric Regal has crashed. And I hardly call that a crash, but... Caution flag will wave for it. Little tank slap by the 91. It's the 86 out of whack. Sideways in front of the field. Oh, that's where it happened. Right in front of Michael White.
Yeah, he was just still trying to get that thing collected, and there it was.
All right. Can we get a double file restart? May get interesting. I'm gonna go with probably not.
Yeah, I don't insinuating it's going to be a double, so I believe we'll stick with the single file.
What is it, 2 in the morning right now?
Yeah, I think so. We got to practice for our race later tonight. This will also officially be our first attempt at a green-white checkered.
That it will. Logan Hagerman came from 20th, Eddie, in these last 22 laps to get himself into that 5th spot. Jackson Quali P9. Uh-oh, somebody just blew up.
I heard that too. Boom.
Not sure who that was. All right. Pace car's going to dip off. We're going to go green-white checker for the first time. Brian Merle Jr., what is he going to do? He's going to get rid of his brother?
I mean, at this point, man, you kind of have to. Oh, stacks them up.
Hagerman looking for P4 behind them. Rovald into the wall. This is the race on track. Green 2 to go. White flag out. That'll be it. Next flag is going to be the end of the race. Oh!
No.
Oh, Lord, that's going to change things for some people. And you know these guys are not lifting here. Oh! Junior comes home second, but he did not shy away from going for it. Let's look at that one more time. We almost missed it. I mean, he had no choice. He had to give it something. They didn't want to wreck him. Still brought it home P2. Alan Wernicke getting it done in P3. But man, what a tough break for Logan Hagerman. He's going to come home P9. Max McClure coming out of nowhere with a P8.
Yeah, man.
Jackson Quali, where did you end up, my friend? 17th. All right, let's check out Brett Merle as he does his burn it down, yeah? And the Merle brothers dominate tonight. Warnicki coming home third. Let's see if we can get these guys pulled up into the booth. Alan, you got Joe and Eddie in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man. Yeah, you weren't there at the end. I mean, you were there, but you weren't there, and then all of a sudden you were there. So what happened? Tell me about it.
I made a really bad choice to come get tires, and that put me in the back, and passing here is pretty tough. So it's just trying to keep it clean as much as you can here.
Yeah, passing looked pretty hard on the inside. About how many laps could you run on the inside below somebody before you had to just give up and fall back in line?
2. 2 good corners.
Man.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it looked like it was a tough place to run. A lot of guys getting the outside wall, lots of cautions, lots of damage, but you brought it home P3. That's gonna help you out, right?
It's gonna help a whole bunch, hopefully.
All right, we'll see when the points come out. It looks like you're gonna be right there. Maybe we'll see what happens. Good luck, and we'll see you next week, Alan.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, Junior. The Junior fans are on their feet, and you just came home second, and not without effort there on that last lap, trying to get by your brother. Tell me about it.
Yeah, man, that was a long, stressful race. You want to save. You don't want to, get ran over. You don't want to run anybody over. And we figured with all the cautions, pitting was going to be a bad idea. Was relieved to see Logan and Alan go pit because, they were obviously fighting for the same positions and points as Brett and I. And finally, strategy worked off in our favor. Happy to my brother for winning. But, it kind of sucked. We didn't want to race each other too hard because we knew we had good cars we can get out front. But I did see one little sliver of opportunity there on the last lap, and I took it and damn near ruined myself. If there wasn't that wreck behind me, I would have just fell in line. But I tried to outbrake him in the corner and actually had it, but 100 laps on those tires was just too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, it wasn't because you didn't try at all, man. That was Junior Nation was not throwing beer cans. They were chugging those things.
I had one opportunity the whole race. I mean, I think there was a couple times, but we were both saving pretty good. And our restarts were pretty much on cue, A couple times I spun the tires, so I switched to third gear. And apparently he was in third gear the whole time. So I missed that one. He didn't tell me that when we were working together.
Junior, early in the race, he let you kind of get underneath of him and get across the line first. Was that just strategy to get you a lap led there?
It may have been, I don't know if that's, if the 100% rule, applies in the iOS ARCA, but I said, Brett, when we get a little lead here, how about you let me get that 1 point? And just worked out that, those guys were beating and banging, and we got out there a little bit, and he was able to
be
get
faster.
Yeah,
for that one lap.
yeah, he even says, "Are you sure you're going to give me the lead back?" Give you the lead back. And I really had to baby it down there on the bottom. There's just no grip of this track down there. I mean, I don't know what those brand new tires could do, but there's no grip, nothing.
Well, awesome job hanging on to that P2 and giving it all you got in that last lap. Anybody you want to thank before I let you roll?
Oh, I got to thank Brett. He raced me good and gave me my lap. And, Brandon White, everybody raced me pretty clean. So thanks to those guys.
Awesome. Well, I guess we'll see you next week for sure as you move into that round 8 and shoot for the next round.
Sounds good, guys.
All right, man.
All right.
All right, Brett. Dominating performance. You let your brother lead a lap. That was nice of you. But what if that point costs you your championship?
Well, if that's the case, that's the case. I didn't even know that we got points for leading laps in this league until you said something. So, I'm just out here having fun. I'm not really watching the points too much.
Yeah, I guess that's the way to do it, man. On that last lap, I gotta ask, how hard were you watching your mirror, and did you think he was gonna be able to pull that off?
No, I wasn't really watching the mirror at all. Honestly, I'm happy I won before I dogged myself on this win. I'm happy I won, but I knew this was a race where you just had to qualify second place. I got lucky doing that, and then I knew it was going to be pretty much Irwindale 2.0. Just stay in the lead, take the high side. I don't really feel like I ever raced one time during that race. We talked the whole time, and every time I got half a second on him, I told him, I said, I'm going to back up to you and just take care of these tires in case there's something at the end.
For sure, Brett. Now, that was iPacing at its finest, and you guys pulled off the win. We'll see you again next week where you're going to move into that round 8 for sure now and start going for the next round. And what do you think about your chances moving forward?
You know what? I don't know what the schedule looks like. I can't remember what race is next. I know Nashville's on there. I've never ran Nashville before, but if it's anything like any of these short tracks I do pretty well at, I think I'll do pretty well there, and I'm hoping that possibly I can get a win at that track, even though I've never turned a lap there.
Yeah, so next round is going to be Nashville and Talladega. So those are your wild card races. And like you said, without turning any laps at Nashville and obviously Talladega, a definite wild card, you're going to have your work cut out for you.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man, take care.
And hey, I'd like to give a shout out to Michael Falk with MF Race Designs too. He put this car together, and he sponsored that Irwindale race, which we were really hoping to get the win out. So at least we could get it here.
Sweet. Have a good one, Brett.
Thanks, you too.
All right, Eddie. That wraps
Man,
up iRacing Wreckfest 3.0.
I was gonna say, I would think I missed the inner part of the figure eight there, but it was there somewhere.
You know, it like Merle said, Brett, there at the end, it was a lot like Irwindale. You get out front, you lead out front, and everybody behind you has got to get around you, and it's almost impossible. Makes for some not so great racing, but it also makes drivers work, which I also find quite interesting. You know, your cream of your crop kind of raises to the top when it comes to like those late laps. I know there's a big wreck and it shook some things up, but you could definitely see the guys who could handle their car there at the end.
Oh yeah, for sure, especially on the used tires, and you know, the less weight from the gas being used, and yeah, you can definitely tell the difference.
Well, that about wraps it up here for playoff round 2 from iOS ARCA series, where Brett Merle and Brian Merle Jr. dominated it. And we move on next week to Nashville Fairgrounds. Tomorrow night, check us out on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, and also on eRacing TV as the iOS Cup Series moves to... Where are they going, Eddie?
Auto Club.
Oh, yeah. I love Auto Club. I love Auto Club. I love Auto Club. A lot like I love Lamp. Anyway. Well, for Intensity Broadcasted, I'm Joe Wright. I've been joined tonight by Eddie Morris. Like, follow, and subscribe on all the platforms that you know how to stream something, including Roku and Fire TV. eRacing TV app, 100,000 downloads. Get with it. All right. Over.